Hello. So in this video, I'd like to tell you how it is that I get to sleep. And the reason I'd like to tell you this is that for years, getting to sleep was one of the most frustrating things that I did. And of course, it's something that I did every night. Hence, I was always very frustrated, I was irritable, and I was tired. And obviously, this had very negative consequences on my life. Well, I'm glad to say that's not the case anymore. And I look forward to going to bed, putting the day behind me, and getting ready for the day ahead. So, what do I do? Well, the first thing I do is I try and have a teaspoon of almond butter or peanut butter, maybe a half an hour before bed. To be honest, that's something I don't always get to do, but I try to do it, and I really enjoy the taste of peanut butter and almond butter, so that's kind of a nice one to do. Next, I read for 10 minutes. So no phone, no tablet, no laptop, nothing like that. Get out a book and read for 10 minutes. But it's important that the reading is not work related. So the best type of reading in this case is a book of fiction, maybe Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or something like that. At the moment I'm reading Born to Run, which is a great book, but of course that's non-fiction. Previously I read the Sherlock Holmes anthology and I found that absolutely excellent because it helped when later I started to daydream and went from daydreaming to dreaming and sleeping. So yeah, I'd strongly recommend a book of fiction for about 10 minutes. Thereafter I begin what I call my first primary movement, which is lying on my back with my hands above my head. Now, I recommend not using a pillow at this point under your neck, but that's a personal preference, of course. At this point, without fail, I will do my breathing routine. This is very important because it slows your heart rate and relaxes your body. You've already switched off your brain with the reading, now it's time to switch off the body. So, with the breathing routine, I put my tongue at the roof of my mouth. I breathe in slowly for 4 seconds, I hold my breath for 7 seconds, and I breathe out through my mouth for 8 seconds, making a breathing noise, a harsh breathing noise through my mouth as I do so. I repeat that 5 to 7 times, no more than 7 times. And then what I do is also, I do a small bit of meditation. That's not really meditation, but as I breathe in, I picture all of the tension in my body coming into the center of my body. Then when I'm holding my breath, I'm also holding that tension in position. And as I breathe out through my mouth, I picture all of the tension leaving my body through to the exterior bedroom. And then of course I repeat that, say 5 to 7 times. And what I'm doing here is switching off the body, getting it to relax. But what the first primary movement is doing is it is giving a signal to my brain saying, this signal you've seen before, this is the signal to begin going to sleep. It's followed by the second primary movement and the third primary movement, each telling your body it's now time to go to sleep. The other additional movements like breathing, relaxation, fantasy and so on, they are used just to relax the body to begin to allow it to fall asleep. But the primary movements are to tell your brain now it is time to go to sleep. So if we're looking to fall asleep within 15 minutes, I'll spend 5 minutes doing the first primary movement with my hands above my head lying on my back and doing my breathing and relaxation routine. Then I'll spend 5 minutes with my arms down by my side. And at this point I begin a fantasy. So I might relive my day's run or cycle or whatever it is. I might imagine what it would be like to be the richest man in the world or to be the President of the United States. Something like this. And I try and visualize it. It's very important that you visualize it because it helps you to daydream and transition between reality and, of course, sleep. So, like I said, if we're talking about 15 minutes to fall asleep, well then the first movement should take 5 minutes, the second movement should take 5 minutes, and then I roll over onto my side. And this I term the third primary movement. For me, this happens on my left side. For some reason, my body begins to be numb when it's on my right side. I put my legs, bend them up, I put a pillow between my legs, a pillow between my arms, kind of hugging it, and then I also put a pillow behind my head. I stop the fantasy, I stay still, I stay relaxed, and I go to sleep. And that's really it. It takes at most 15 minutes. Sometimes it only takes 5 minutes. But the point is, I have trained my body to go to sleep. I've told it that when it gets these primary movements, it is to interpret those as being the time to go to sleep. And I use the secondary movements here, 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 and with the reading to switch off my brain. So that's that. I hope you liked that. If you're looking for more detail, I do have 3 videos and I discuss the primary movements, the secondary movements, and some frequently asked questions. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you can get to sleep much easier.